Hello, Bryan Colter here, Evolutionary Astrologer, for your horoscope report for the upcoming solar eclipse that happens right on the summer solstice, at least the summer solstice for the Northern Hemisphere. And this is a major event. Before I get to that, though, I'd like to make a couple of announcements. First of all, we're just now about to hit 3,000 subscribers. And simultaneous to that, I just got notified that I've had this YouTube channel for exactly 1 year. So 3,000 subscribers in 1 year is pretty amazing as far as I'm concerned. And I just wanted to extend a thank you out to all of you who have taken part in this community of stargazers that are leveraging the planetary energy for our own betterment and evolution. So thank you so much. It's a privilege and an honor to be doing this with and for all of you. And then also, I have an exciting event coming up this Saturday on the 20th on the solstice. It's actually a few hours before the solstice, but hey, I'm in Portugal, kind of an awkward time zone, so it's still going to be very powerful. And this event is a live guided meditation by me. I'll start with an introduction about the music of the spheres and what's going on for us right now collectively and astrologically. And then with that information, we will do a group meditation together. And the energy during not only the lunar eclipse, but the summer solstice on top of that is very powerful. It's a powerful time of manifestation. And we can use that power collectively, coming together as a group of like-minded individuals who have the focused intent together to raise our consciousness. And it's going to be a meditation of peace, not only peace in our own personal worlds, but of course global peace as well. And as we're aware, we could use a little bit more peace in the world. So those are the two announcements. Again, thank you for the 3K subscribers, and please join me on Saturday. Oh, and by the way, it's at 10 a.m. Pacific time. I forgot to mention that. So Saturday the 20th at 10 a.m. Pacific. I hope to see you there. If you have any friends or family members who you think might want to take part in this, go ahead and send them an invite. The more, the merrier, and the more we have here, the more powerful that manifestation will become. This summer eclipse is happening in 2020, major year for humanity. I've been calling it the Great Awakening because of all these rare astrological events, the planetary alignments that are happening this year. We add on top of that 6 eclipses this year, which is above the normal of 4. So that's kind of a rare bird too. And of these 6 eclipses, it's this eclipse in particular, this solar eclipse that happens on the 20th, just a couple days from now, at 10:41 p.m. Pacific time. This one of all 6 eclipses is by far the most powerful, in my opinion. And there's a variety of reasons for that. Okay. Now, one of those reasons, probably the biggest reason, is it's happening right on the summer solstice. They're happening, within a few hours of each other. Wow, that's major. Both solstices, okay, at least it's the summer solstice in the Northern Hemisphere, okay, and eclipses are agents of change, dramatic change. And cultures from all over the world for thousands of years have used solstices and equinoxes and eclipses, okay, to be somewhat of a celebration, ceremonial, ritualistic, looking upwards, trying to manifest a better reality moving forward, recognizing that the veil between dimensions is a little thinner. So the ability to send out messages of intention, but also to receive divine guidance is accentuated. And here we have both these events, the solar eclipse and the solstice, happening at the same time at this transition point into Cancer, the season of Cancer. And we also have, during this solar eclipse, it's very close to what are called the nodes of the moon. Now, with eclipses, it's usually pretty close to the nodes of the moon anyways, but the closer they are to the nodes, the more powerful it is. And here they are just about a little bit over 1 degree away from the nodes. So that adds some juice to it as well. I'll probably sprinkle in some understanding about the nodes as well, but just laying the groundwork here. Okay. Also, This event is happening smack dab in the middle of this year, this major year, as I said. Now, what makes this year so big in terms of the astrological events is at the beginning of the year, we had the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, right around January 12th, if I'm remembering correctly. And every astrologer on the planet for the last couple of years has been really focusing on that event. It's absolutely major. And what makes it so major is that it was in the sign of Capricorn. And of course, that's the sign that Saturn rules. So Saturn was really, really strong. Okay. So that's a big event right at the beginning of 2020. And then another big event at the end of 2020, also involving Saturn, but this time it's Saturn and Jupiter conjunction. Right at December 21st, 2020, at the end of the year. Both these major events, rare events, serving as bookends for this massive year. And here we have this solar eclipse happening right in the middle of it. So we've reached the halfway point. Also, we have 3 planets effectively stationing right now. Now, when a planet is stationed, it appears as though it stands still in the sky from our perspective here on Earth. So when it stations, it's slowing down and it's about to go retrograde or about to go direct. Okay, but before it changes direction, again from our perspective here, then it's a station. So whenever a planet's stationed, okay, I've talked about this a lot in my videos, it's pulsing that energy out at maximum. Okay, so here we have, during this solar eclipse, 3 planets effectively stationing. We have Neptune, which is literally stationed on the 21st. But of course, Neptune moves so slowly, it's effectively going to be stationed. It has been the last week, will continue to be a week after the 21st, maybe even longer, because it'll just still be moving so slow. So this Neptune station happening right on the summer solstice, okay? And we also have Mercury stationing on the 16th, okay? And then Venus is stationing on the 24th, okay? So they're all moving very slow, all very stationed, maximum energy, all these variety of events happening at the same time. That's why I'm picking this one to be so important. But I'm not done yet, okay? One more. I know your eyes are turning glassy now, especially if you're not used to astrological lexicon, but bear with me. I will decode it from alien language into English, okay? One more event I want to point out here, which is so important, is that the planet Mars is about to change signs. I think it's happening on the 27th, where Mars goes into Aries, the sign it rules. And much like a station, as I've described it, when a planet's in its own home turf, in its own sign, it's really juicy as well. And the nature of Mars is pretty intense anyways. Mars, the war god. So here we have Mars, the war god, going into Aries, the sign of the warrior. And Mars usually spends about 2 months in a given sign. But this time, based on when it's retrograding and going back and forth, it just so happens to be in its own sign for 6 months instead of 2. So a longer duration than normal, 3 times longer. And this is, within a week, coinciding with this transition into this Cancerian season and this moment of dramatic change, which is the solstice. And that period of time, 6 months, is very important here, because not only will Mars be in that sign for 6 months, but also the way I read eclipses is it's a time for new beginnings, okay, dramatic shifts, setting new intentions, okay, receiving guidance for what new directions we're going to be going into. But eclipses have a 6-month wave of influence that are associated with them. So yes, the new beginning happens now during the eclipse, coinciding with the solstice, but that new beginning has this massive wave carrying us forward, a 6 months period of time, with Mars, the war god, leading the charge, for that same 6 months. all leading us straight towards that Jupiter-Saturn event that happens at the end of the year in December. So this is colossal, I cannot say it enough. I cannot emphasize it enough. So we're just setting the table here, and I'm just accentuating the idea that we really, really want to take advantage of this event. Now, what we want to focus on in order to gain insight about where we want to place our intention for this 6-month wave of new beginnings, it's helpful for us to understand and contemplate on the archetypes associated with the sign that the solar eclipse is happening in, for starters, which is Cancer, as I said. And then also we can't forget about this Mars piece, since it's the 6-month overlap, okay? So Mars, the war god, Cancer, the sign of the healer. Okay, so healing is going to be a core element here. The sign of the mother, the sign of hearth, family, home, clan, kinship energy, okay? And we'll talk a lot about that, but it's also helpful to know where this event lands in your own personal birth chart. This eclipse is happening on about 0.5 degree of Cancer. So if you've ever seen your birth chart before, there you can find them for free all over the internet. Look at the chart and look to where you see Cancer 0 degrees, where the beginning of Cancer starts in your chart. And then that's where the eclipse will be happening in your own chart. And by understanding that house of your chart will give you some more focused understanding about where that's likely to manifest in your life. But even if you ignore the chart altogether and just listen to this video, focus on the Cancer and Mars, it'll be tremendously helpful. So starting real simply here, Cancer is a water sign. All water signs are emotional inherently. Okay, they're on the subjective plane. And Cancer specifically is one of the most sensitive signs in the zodiac. And archetypally it's known as the crab. Even before it was known as the crab, it was known as the turtle. And what the crabs and the turtles have in common is what? They both have a shell, and they're both sensitive creatures. So sensitivity maximized now, during this summer solstice. Okay? And emotions are on high, especially when we bring in right away this Mars energy, which when we contemplate on the emotions associated with Mars and warrior energy, for starters, one is anger, okay? Another one is fear, okay? At least on the negative spectrum of emotions, And we're certainly seeing a lot of fear and anger in the world right now. And of course, fear is really driving that anger into manifestation. And since this is a 6-month Mars wave, we're coming into a 6-month wave of anger and fear, okay? Now, there's a much, much higher road, which we'll get to, but it's important for us to understand that people are just feeling more strongly right now. People are more touchy. And of course, people are a little bit more defiant now, fighting back against what? That's a big, big subject. But fighting conflict is really emphasized here. Okay, and there is a higher road, as I said, a higher evolutionary intent. But just understanding that can help us to give us some insights as to how the planetary energies are really cranking up the volume to maximum at least in some people, and just being totally enraged. Now, stepping the energy down to a deeper level, where we start to think about, okay, this is evolutionary astrology here. What is the evolutionary intention, okay, of working with these set of symbols? Well, when we look at Cancer, the evolutionary intention of Cancer ultimately is to heal. Okay, it's the mother archetype, the great mother, reducing the pain and suffering of other individuals. So as we contemplate this next 6-month wave, it's like, what can I do in my own personal life to, of course, heal myself, but heal other people too? Where can I pass out Band-Aids? Some of those are emotional Band-Aids too. Okay, how can I be more supportive? How can I be more compassionate? How can I be more engaged? That's a Mars word. Warriors are assertive. They're action-oriented. So how can we be more engaged in not only our own healing journeys, okay, but in the healing journeys of other people? Where can we be more giving? Okay, where can we show more love? These are words we want to be asking ourselves. These are very powerful questions that we can leverage during this summer solstice that will carry us forward, doing our own little individual part for the betterment of everybody, basically. It ripples out. One of the shadow sides of Cancer is because of the sensitivity. There can be this tendency, okay, some people may illustrate this more than others. It depends on how sensitive you are to where these planets are now based on your own personal birth chart. Big subject, but some people are feeling this more than others. But some people, if they tap into the dark side of Cancer now, if you think about the crab archetype or the turtle, they can hide inside the shell of the crab, okay, because of their sensitivity. There's so much going on right now, so much pressure. It makes sense that some people might try to hide inside the shell of the crab. Is that the higher road? No. Okay, but of course we can understand how somebody may be, driven to do that. Okay, so the question becomes, will we become assertive and heal Mars and Cancer, or will we simply hide inside the shell of the crab? We can go a little bit further now and, kind of go with the interplay here between Mars, the war god, and Cancer energy, mama energy, papa energy, divine masculine, the mother archetype. What do mothers and warriors do? Both of them. They defend the weak and the powerless. They defend themselves. They defend other people. Okay? They protect other people. We're entering into the season of the protector. And I say season, but, we're looking at that as like the half of the year, 6 months. The extended season of the protector, where we can protect ourselves, protect other people. Okay? And of course, we can do that in very destructive and violent ways. Okay, fighting back with vigilance, feeling the injustices, and there are plenty of injustices in the world. I'm not trying to downplay that. But we can also, there's a tendency to tap into the dark side of Mars, which stems from that fear of anger, which is using too much force that causes things to be destroyed. Okay? But using the protector energy in a more, let's say, evolved way, or at least a way that stems more from love and light, is being forceful, but using the right use of force, okay? And leveraging peace and love and tranquility instead of just fighting everybody. Because like attracts like, where attention goes, energy flows. And if we're placing our attention on our anger around injustices, okay, that anger will only grow stronger. It'll cause the anger in other people to grow stronger. And you kind of have this group emotional field that kind of feeds off of itself and grows stronger. Okay? Or you can be actively engaged for a better future, fight against injustices, but very peacefully. Peace is another key word that I haven't really invoked here. And to understand that, we can turn our attention to those two planets stationing, Neptune and Venus. Neptune, the planet of unconditional love and God consciousness, very metaphysical, spiritual planet. And then Venus, more human version of love, but is still connected to love, the two planets of love. And Venus is, yes, the goddess of love, but also the goddess of peace, serenity, tranquility. And Venus loves things to be fair, loves things to be equal. And there's a lot of inequality in the world, which is the root cause of all this Mars fighting back, all those injustices, okay, creating this anger. Of course, there was that, the Mars square sun towards the beginning of the month. And of course, coinciding with that, we had the horrible death of George Floyd. And this created just a cascade of anger explosions, okay? And rightfully so, that was a terrible thing, right? Okay? But really, if we can look beyond that, of course, racism, huge problem. But to me, at the core, this is class warfare, okay? Yes, we're in a war, and we want to make it a more peaceful war. but this is class warfare between the haves and the have-nots. And this 2020, this great awakening, as the people who have, which are basically all over 55 years old, and then there's everybody else. And of course, people who have, they oftentimes, not always, generalizing somewhat, but the vast majority get caught up in the attachments of wealth, of power. And people like that, what do? They want more of it. They want more power, more wealth, more control. And the disparity between the haves and the have-nots is just hit a critical breaking point. And that's the root issue. That is the fundamental issue that's causing all this anger. And now it's been triggered in a big way, and boom, Mars fireworks. And again, this will be a trend that I believe will continue over the next 6 months of conflict, okay? And that's not to help make any of you depressed. It's like, oh, no, that's not my intention at all. Mars can be very invigorating. It can lift us up to a new level. And yes, we're entering the season of the protector. Okay, Mars the warrior, the great mother protecting family, those who can't defend themselves, protecting our boundaries. But really the highest octave expression of Mars is to face our fears, to become braver, to become stronger, to stand up for ourselves. And we can do that in destructive ways, which is not a suggestion, or we can do those in more peaceful ways through the Venus, through the Neptune. And we can do some of our deepest work with Neptune, which is to say different levels of consciousness. We can be actively engaged out in the communities in peaceful ways. Yeah, we need a whole lot of that too. But a lot of this work can be done in the internal as we do meditations, group meditations, but also personal meditations, especially during the solstice. And of course, that's a big part of my work for any of you that have been following me. And I will do a guided meditation at the end of this video. But this Neptune is stationing right on the solstice eclipse. It couldn't be stronger now. I said the veils between dimensions are thin, okay? I was just saying that about the solstice in general and why cultures all over the world have been using this time to do casting these magic spells, so to speak. But those veils are even thinner, paper thin, with Neptune stationing. And the evolutionary intention here is to be the healer, the mother, the warrior, okay, but also the mystic, tapping into the mystic archetype for world peace, of course, peace in our lives. And we can do a lot of this deep work just by going within through an exploration of consciousness. Now, that's the broad evolutionary intention, really, of the time span between 2012, that's a familiar year, 2012 and 2026, as Neptune entered Pisces in 2012, will continue to be in Pisces till 2026. So 14 years. Where we're meant to tap into Neptune because Neptune rules Pisces. Remember I said about Mars, it's really strong when it's in Aries, ditto for Neptune. And it's stationing now, which I already said, but it's also in its own sign. So this 14-year period of time, we're meant to be tapping into Neptune, rapidly moving up this Neptunian continuum, which the evolutionary intention of is raising our consciousness, becoming more spiritual. We're in somewhat of a spiritual explosion, okay? The frequencies are getting much more higher. And the saintly are getting saintlier and the crazy are getting crazier because we're feeling that, okay? We're being pushed up this continuum to become more evolved, basically. And this is hitting a critical point in 2020, the Great Awakening, as the crazy are getting crazier and tightening their stranglehold on the have-nots, and something's got to give. And this is the year something is giving, as we're hearing the sirens go by, Not to laugh at sirens, I hope everybody's okay, but, that was timing for you. 2020, the year of sirens, okay? So this year of sirens, it's alarming, okay? But it sure is getting our attention. And using the fierceness of the warrior to go within, to heal thyself, to grow, so that we can give in such a way that has a healing impact on the lives of other people. We need healing. We need the 6-month wave to be a wave of healing. Yes, proactive and engaged and assertive, like a good warrior should, and very protective, but never ever forgetting the peace, the love, the unconditional love, the understanding that there's a divine plan in this craziness that is living on planet Earth, and never ever forgetting that, so that you can put your own personal growth and evolution into hyperdrive, and you can grow through that, but also so that you can extend that out to others and give more and more and more. And that's the evolutionary intention, with the goal always being to expand our consciousness. Now, as usual, we're going to transition into the meditation now. For those of you who would like to take part, I recommend using headphones because I use a technology called binaural beats to help bring you down into a meditative state more easily. So for you Geminis out there, or people who have 8 planets in Virgo, that say, I can't relax my monkey mind. This technology will help you to do that. So just put on headphones and enjoy the meditation. Thank you. Get nice and comfortable with a nice straight spine, feet flat on the floor, or you can sit cross-legged on the floor if you prefer, but you want to have a straight spine. And just start with deep rhythmic breathing. And focus just on your breath. Breathe in through your nose, nice and slow, deep into the belly. And then exhale through the mouth. And try to keep the same rhythm and pace with the inhale and the exhale. Nice and slow and even. And if you get distracted by thoughts, that's okay. Just gently return your attention back to your breath. The breath brings in your life force, your energy. So the more you practice this slow, patterned breath, the more energy you're cultivated. Nice and slow. Now feel your heartbeat in your chest. It's the pulse of life. And coordinate your breath with the pulse of life. And 3 beats of the heart per inhale, and 3 beats of the heart per exhale. You can try 4 or 6 heartbeats if you prefer, but it should feel comfortable. Now, bring your attention down to both of your feet. Feel that you're in your feet. And start to visualize the color white. And now see the white color go from your feet up through your ankles and into your calves. And now into your knees. Now into your thighs. Beautiful white color. Feel the warmth in your legs. as the tissues in your legs soften and relax. Now bring the white color up into your pelvic area. And into your stomach and lower back. And now middle back and sternum. Nice slow breathing. And each time you inhale, see this white color grow brighter and brighter. And into the chest area now and upper back. Now in both of the shoulders. And into your upper arms. Into the elbows. Forearms. And into the wrist and hands. See your hands glow brighter and brighter. You might feel a tingling sensation in your hands. They're very sensitive to energy. And you're sending energy to your hands right now by focusing on them. Now bring your attention even further in your hands, all the way to your fingertips. Feel like you're in your fingertips. Try to feel your fingernails of your fingertips. Now bring your attention back up through your arms, maintaining that white color, and into the neck area. And feel energetic expansiveness enter into your neck, opening your throat chakra. Now move the white color up the back of the head, to the top of the head. Feel your energy connect to the heavens above you, through the top of the head, seeing a radiant glow on the top of your head. Now into the forehead area. The eyebrows, eyelids and eyelashes, and your eyes. And feel all the nerves going towards the center of your brain from your eyes. Feel all those soften and let go. And your nose now. And your cheeks, lips, chin, inside your mouth and tongue. And now see your entire head glow in all directions. Now attention down into the chest area again. And see that white color start to turn into a beautiful white rose. A rosy pink color in and around your chest. You see the pink color go brighter as you inhale. And as you exhale, see that pink color pulse in all directions around you, sending out waves of love. This is your emotional center. It will help you to find balance in your emotions and desires in your life by visualizing this pink color in and around your chest. If you get distracted, that's okay. Just gently turn your attention back to your chest, seeing that color grow brighter and brighter. Now start to focus on feelings of self-love, unconditional love for yourself, compassion for the journey that you've been on. And honoring the soul's decision to incarnate here yet again on Earth. You're tapping into the infinite part of your essence that's currently having a finite experience. Tap into the part of you that's immortal, ineffable, the core of your being, which is pure love. Feel that grow as you focus on this pink color in and around your chest. It's like what a ride you've been on. Think about how far you've come over the course of your life. And feel love for yourself, for your efforts in this journey. Now, raise your awareness above where you're sitting, looking down upon you from above. Start to go up, up, up out of your house or above you if you're in nature, and raising up into the sky above your country, and now up into the atmosphere. And look down on Earth. Awe-inspiring Earth. What a beautiful place. Now extend this love from you to planet Earth and everybody on it. And see this pink color going out of your chest, shooting out of your chest onto the Earth, and uncovering the entire Earth. See this beautiful pink color surrounding the whole Earth. And all those feelings of self-love you're sending now out to everybody in the world, protecting everybody with your loving intention. Your soul is an extension of God. Your soul is nothing but love and light. Unconditional love that you're now sending to everybody. Try to make the visualization of the color as bright and powerful as you can, coupled with this loving intention. Everybody is benefiting from the love you're sending out. And you're doing your part within the collective to help, to heal, to protect, to serve. I love you all. Now slowly start to go down back to Earth, through the atmosphere, above your country, above you, and back into your body now. Fully back into your body now. And visualize your entire body shining a bright white light in all directions. Every cell of your body is much brighter now, shining out in all directions. Now focus on your breath again. And start to shift your awareness back to the room. And wiggle your fingers and toes. And give a moment of gratitude for this beautiful magic you just created. Thank you.